This video is going to cover face frame cabinets and how to set up CabinetPartsPro to compensate and allow for the framing of the cabinet. So essentially just think of CabinetPartsPro as a box maker, and you will be entering in the sizes of the cabinet box and not the overall cabinet with the framing. And there is a couple setting changes that we're going to make. So let's first take a look at the setting changes that we need to have applied. So going into Tools, then Settings. Then for a wall cabinet, we're going to click the button that says Recess Top and Bottom. This feature is checked that we are going to use it. Then we have a distance from the bottom and the top at 3/4 of an inch. This is the distance from the top of the side down to the top or to the bottom side of the cabinet. So essentially we are just shifting the tops and the bottoms up or down by the value that we're entering in here. So if we are using 3/4 or 1.5 inch framing with a setting of 3/4 and also using 3/4 inch material, once the frame is applied, the frame will have flushed out with the inside of the bottom and also the top. So if you've made any changes, go ahead and click the Save button. We have also unchecked the option for hinge holes. Let's take a look at the settings of what we have for the base cabinet. And again, going into Recess Top and Bottom. For this, I am only recessing the bottom up by 3/4 of an inch. The top I still want to have flushed out with the sides, but the bottom I would want to have flushed with the framing that is being applied. So if we made any changes, go ahead and click Save, then Close. We can now enter in the cabinets that we want. So if we want a 30-inch wide wall cabinet with a 1/4 inch scribe on either end, we would enter in a value of 29.5 inches, giving it a 30 height. And then with 3/4 inch framing, if I want a box to be at 12 inches deep, we'll enter in 11.25. Selecting quantity of 1, adding that to our list, and we'll just go ahead and enter in a base cabinet, again also compensating for how much of a scribe that you want by entering in the value of the box, the height of 34.5, and again compensating for the frame that's being applied. I'm going to go 23.25 to get a total depth of 24 inches. I'm going to go ahead and add this to the list. Now once you've finished building out the list, go ahead and click Calculate and Nest. We can now see that the dados have been moved up by 3/4 of an inch for the wall cabinet, and the same for the base cabinet. Now we've had the base cabinet automatically create drawer fronts for us. The width of the drawer box is set within the settings of the base cabinet for drawer boxes. So we'll just take a quick look there. Tools, Settings. Then for the base cabinet, clicking the drawer box setting, there is a less width. This is the distance or how much smaller we want the drawer box to be from the inside of the cabinet. Now it gets a little bit more confusing because this is really, we need to double this value. So this is for frameless cabinets. This is essentially the 1/2 inch is default because that is what we need to allow for the glide. So for face framing, and actually this works out pretty well for framing as well, for a 1.5 inch frame, with this value set to be 0.5, it is going to give us a drawer box that is exactly 1 inch smaller than the inside of the cabinet box. And in the case of the cabinet that we just entered in, that would give us a 1/4 inch clearance around the framing of the opening for that drawer box. But again, you could just play with that value less width and go back into the nesting and just verify the sizing that you have had, and that it is verified that it is what you expect it to be. Then once it is, all settings are done and you are able to continue on to make all the face frame cabinets that you would like. Now, if you are one that bounces back and forth between framing or different versions of cabinet styles, you could come in and click the Save Custom File. That custom file only needs to be done if you plan on saving different variations, maybe different materials, different settings. But other than that, any changes that you make to the settings are a change that's going to stay there until you make another change. So there's no need for me in this case to go in to save this as a custom settings file if I only and always plan on doing this style cabinet. So hopefully this helps explain some of the items that you might need to do for face framing. I'm not a face frame cabinet builder. I've always done frameless, so I may have missed something or misunderstood some of the framing techniques. So anyway, let me know if the framing options need to be made or what other options might need to be there for face frame cabinets, and I could make the arrangements to get those added to Cabinet Parts Pro. Have a good day.